Hey everyone, I hope you're all well. So I have so many downloads to get into. So we'll do our downloads first and then I'll get into saying our prayer and do our reading. Alright, so first up, someone's damaged their left shin. They've injured their left shin while doing like kickboxing or some sort of martial arts, but it was while you were kicking the bag, because I see the motion of kicking the bag and you've done it too hard or whatnot, and there's an issue there with the left shin. Also a lot of uneasy feelings, a lot of projections. So projections coming onto you, and you know, like, that's not you. So when something comes in and you feel a sense of, oh, that's a bit foreign, that's not really how I think, or that's not what I would say, just know that that's a projection, and working through that and breaking those belief systems of who you truly are will help you work through it and get through it, knowing, oh, that's not me, that because I'm not that way. I know who I am, and you know who you are. So just recognize that for what it is, a projection, and doing that work of reflection and holding yourself accountable and knowing thyself. There's something here with knowing thyself. I feel as though something's recently been revealed to you where it's kind of unearthed a side of you didn't know you had, and you're about to reap the rewards for that. Something with reaping rewards and fruits of the labor. Now, fruits of the labor, I have had so many different little scriptures come through to me, and then only to find out they all run together. So yeah, we'll get into them in a minute. So reaping the rewards of and the fruits of your labor. Also, the Little Red Hen story. If you're not familiar with the Little Red Hen story, go look it up and read it. So someone expecting to eat the bread when they don't help to make the bread. Okay, back again. So my little one just come and jumped on the table. I'm getting the sense that I'm going to get a lot of interruptions in this. So there is a lot of downloads I need to get through as well. So with the scripture ones, I think I may just do a video just purely on those scriptures and those downloads with that. So that'll be coming. All right, where was it up to in the downloads? Oh, the Little Red Hen story. Right, okay. If you haven't read the Little Red Hen story, please go read it. The moral of the story is, if you don't help to make something, don't expect to eat it. You know, she asked their help. Will you help to do the process of making the bread? None of them want to help in the process of making the bread, but they all want to eat the bread. There's something here with you putting in all this work and nobody has helped you do it. You've done it alone. This is a solo mission, and you've asked for help, but you haven't got help. You haven't got the help you needed, and you've done it alone, but everybody expects to reap your rewards. Now, for some of you, these rewards have already come in, and for others, they're on their way, and you're about to reap many rewards and the fruits of your labor. And there's going to be people that are being removed from your life at the moment. It may have been over a process of the last couple, I'm even thinking maybe the past few years, people have been removed from your life, and maybe you've kind of wanted to hold on to them, so that's why it's been a bit of a longer process than what it could have been. And holding on to these people in your life, I think you've come to realize now that they're actually preventing you from your purpose and your passions and moving forward. And these people I'm talking about will expect to eat the bread and not help you make it, and do nothing throughout the process. You've done this whole process and you're about to eat the bread. The bread's baking. That bread is baking. And another little nursery rhyme, like that's a children's story, and there's a nursery rhyme, you know, the baker one. Oh, how's it go? I just had it and it's gone. Pat a cake, that's it. Pat a cake, bakers, man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and press it with a B and put it in the oven for baby and me. So there's something there where, you know, we're God's children. We are his babies. He's preparing that. He's helping us to do that. And we are about to eat the bread. There's something with the bread and Jesus being the bread of life, and this all coinciding with one another. I will do that other reading separately, I think, because there's a lot to get through with that download, because there was several downloads, 2, 3, 4 then steps, taking the steps, extra confirmation. Yeah, so it's really about the process, looking back and reflecting and saying, well, who helped me with this process? No one. I did it alone. So I'm going to reap the rewards alone. Don't expect to get any of the bread, because you ain't going to get none. So there's something there with that is very significant. And with the nursery rhymes too. So maybe you're teaching your child these nursery rhymes and these stories that could be significant to you. And just remembering, like, looking back on that, and now you know with confidence, 313 then, you know with confidence within yourself that you've done this, and it's okay that you don't share the bread. I feel as though you had a big 3, 2, 1 then, not going backwards. Steps forward, 3, 2, 1 backwards. We're not going backwards. We only look backwards to reflect on things. We're not going back there. We don't live there no more. 333 now. Angel numbers. You are protected. The angels are around you, and you're starting to see that now. There has been so much projections and things you've worked through, and I feel like you recognize now that it's okay. You don't have to share your bread because they didn't help you make it. And you're grasping that understanding of it now. I feel as though it's a bit of like people pleasing, you know, and putting their feelings above your own. Oh, I don't want to make them feel a kind of way, so I'll do this even though I don't want to do that. Or I'll act a certain way even though it's not who I am. You know, that kind of thing. I'm really short of breath in this reading. Decluttering and clearing old energies. The spring cleaning. So there's been a lot of spring cleaning happening and decluttering things, getting rid of all those old things you don't use, you don't need. If you haven't used it in a year, get rid of it. You're just holding on to it, you know, unless it has sentimental loving value or something like that. I'm talking about things though, and you know, even clothes that you may have had for a very long time that have holes in them or whatever, but you find them comfortable. Get rid of them, buy new ones. It's old energy you're actually holding on to. That's why you don't want to, you know, yes, they may be comfortable, but there is a certain time in your life where you're connected to that item of clothing, whatever it may be, from that certain time in your life, and it reminds you of that. There's some connection to the energy of old and wanting to hold on to that in the present, even though it's no longer here. All right, so there's a few more downloads to get into. There's about 3 more, and then we'll get into our read. Overcoming addictions, letting go of bad habits, and it could be like the smallest habit you're working through. You know, so say for example, making sure you turn off the light when you go out of the room. Little things like that. Maybe having a cup of tea instead of a coffee on one morning. You know, breaking things up. So for example, if you drink coffee every morning, one morning you'll have coffee, the next you'll have tea, then you'll have coffee, maybe then Milo, like trying to switch it up and gradually do it step by step, and breaking those so-called bad habits where you find it's holding you back in some sense, or you know, it's just a bad habit for whatever reason. All right, judging and hypocrisy. Okay, so this was when the first download coming about all the different scriptures. I'll get into them in another one because that's a long one. With the judgment and the hypocrites, there's someone in your life at the moment that is pointing the finger at you and judging you, and they're a hypocrite. They fail to recognize and reflect on what they do because it's so more full on to what they do as opposed to judging you for something you do. If that makes sense, then that's for you. I'll go into more with the judging and the hypocrisy with the other one I do, because that'll be a long one. All right, and where are we? Hang on. Speech. Okay, the throat chakra. Michael the Archangel, you would have been seeing blue a lot. So obviously, you know, when you go out the sky, outside, the sky's blue. It's not like that. It's something else. Like blue is just constantly thrown in your face. Like wherever you go, you're just seeing blue. That's a sign from Michael the Archangel to let you know that he's with you, and there's work being done on your throat chakra and opening up your throat to speak. There's also work being done on the heart chakra with Archangel Raphael. But I feel like it's more so the throat space at the moment, helping you to open up, to see who you are, and to open up and speak your mind. I feel like there was such a constraint for such a long time, and you get comfortable in that constraint and being quiet. And it's very difficult to overcome that and speak up and release it. And you found it so liberating and freeing being able to do that.